let's talk about the Denver Broncos. They rode a bit of a roller coaster last year, guys. At one point,
Mhm.
they gave up 70 points to the Dolphins, and then at some point, I think they won like 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
Bit of up and down. Kyle, I'll let you lead the
I
way here.
I thought honestly they were on track to be in the basement of the division, but then when they went on that tear of wins, we had already beat them once, and then whenever we actually, I think it was us that stopped their winning streak, but I was kind of worried on the second game because I'm like, oh, they're actually doing well. Like, what happened there? I mean, Wilson, even though Wilson wasn't playing like amazing, he was playing way better than he was. But that whole Wilson situation is a whole different thing within itself. But as for this year, they may have some growing pains, especially with a rookie quarterback. Not saying Bo Nix won't be good, but uh, and probably is good enough to be a starter in the NFL right away. But we'll kind of see how that goes because sometimes some of the great quarterbacks, their rookie year and even second year isn't good. So maybe he'll do well. But yeah, they're just going through the motions. Um, there's a nickname that us Raider fans have for them. They're called the Donkeys. So we always refer to them like that. And they're my brother's favorite team. So I'm over here like, yeah, you see the Donkeys, get 70 dropped on them. So that was
Yeah, I bet for you, it's always good to see the Broncos lose. I know for me, I watched the Bengals and the Broncos have a very low scoring. I think it was like 7-6. Then the Bengals were leading with like a minute 22 left in the fourth quarter. And then the Bengals forgot how to tackle and they just had a 60-yard run. And then the Bengals threw a pick on their possession. And yeah, it's oh no, it was tipped. It was tipped and the dude came out of nowhere and caught it and took it to the house.
well,
And
that
then I
helps.
was like, you got to be kidding me. Like you could have prevented that by swatting it down, not up. But getting past my therapy moment, the Broncos, I think they're making, despite owing a quarterback that's no longer on the roster, $80 million this year, I do think that the estimate pickup is huge. Pairing him with Jamal Williams is going to be a scary
Javonte Williams.
Devontae. My bad.
Jamal Williams has been in the league for like 10 years, man.
Jamal Williams, he's
Oh,
like
wait,
was in the
Jamal
league
Williams
last
is
year.
never mind.
Yeah,
I was thinking Jamal Lewis.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
that's for our nostalgia series. Hang on to that. But Estime and Williams are gonna have a great like time in the backfield together. I like Josh Reynolds a lot. He's not like a big name player, but has experience. And then Troy Franklin is huge for them. I think he can be the difference between Zach Wilson, Jared Stidham, and Bo Nix being all three terrible quarterbacks or all three medium quarterbacks. I'm not sold on Bo Nix. I think that is just what Sean Payton had to take just to get a quarterback that he was confident in. And yeah, I think they're moving in the right direction, but man, they're gonna have to run the ball a lot to make this work. They don't. Surtain's probably gone soon. You're probably gonna like that, Kyle. But
Well, I was gonna say some words about him here in a moment, but I'll let you finish.
Russell Wilson, not that big of a loss. Jerry Jeudy, at this point, I'm considering him closer to a bust than that big of a loss. Lloyd Cushenberry, big loss. Jewel, he's a good tackler, but he's a good guy to fill in, so it's not a huge loss, but I don't know who they replaced him with, so time will tell. Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson, big losses for their defense. So offense
By
is
the way,
gonna start
Justin
looking okay.
Simmons still a free agent, isn't he?
Let me check.
I believe so, because the safety market is just all of a sudden, like, everyone this offseason has stopped valuing safeties.
Yeah, he's still a free agent.
Yeah, like there's like a ton of safeties that are still free agents because no one wants to pay them.
He'll sign a 1-year deal with like the Chiefs or something stupid.
Yeah, probably something stupid
Probably.
like that. But yeah, I guess since we're kicking off my part of the Raiders here, I'll go into my therapy session, which was that absolutely terrible Monday night game between the Bills and the Broncos, where
Do you
Bills
mean the
just
Broncos and not the Raiders? You said the Raiders.
Oh yeah, I meant the Bills and the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah, that absolutely terrible Monday night game where the Bills just pissed down their leg the whole game. And Sean Payton had the weird pink glasses the whole game. That was very weird. Like those pink readers. Oh man, I should have made that their picture. Damn it.
You missed out, man. You missed out.
Nah, I'm gonna make that like my thumbnail for them or something. I don't know. But yeah, that game was absolutely miserable. That was kind of during their run, even though the Bills really more lost that game than the Broncos won that. And hey, at least Bills got a new offensive coordinator out of it, so that's fine. But I mean, I think we're going to see Bo Nix kind of run something similar to what he ran at Oregon, where they primarily focused on running the ball and then threw out the play action. That's kind of what they had Russell Wilson do last year, and it worked okay. Like he was efficient, wasn't spectacular at all. I'm thinking the same thing for Bo Nix here. Troy Franklin was an absolute steal, by the way. Like that was a steal of a pick. That was a huge pick for them. I kind of like what they did in the draft, but obviously paying a guy who's on your team anymore, playing for the Steelers, $80 million meant that there wasn't a whole lot of moves they could make this offseason. So that kind of hampers their ability to really move forward in this division, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't expect a whole lot from them. The Walton family is probably going to be a little impatient after the season.
Yeah. Now we need to hear that last point, Surtain.
Well, Surtain is he's a fantastic corner. He's great at what he does, but it's always so funny when people are like, "Oh, he's so awesome and he's the best in the league," and he might be, but he got torched by the Raiders all the time, especially Devontae Adams. So,
well, I mean, do you blame him though? Devontae Adams tortures everybody.
Yeah.